Well, the January 7th day card certainly has a celebratory appeal, doesn't it? The Six of Cups makes me think of a couple things. One of them, in connection, of course, with the suit itself. So this reminds us of a relationship that, as we've mentioned before, pretty much every time the word comes up, can involve something romantic, or it can involve other types of relationships. We have relationships at work, we have relationships in our family, between ourselves and our friends, spiritually speaking, and most importantly, and probably most often forgotten, with ourselves. Think about turning a cup toward you in a really metallic substance. Wouldn't it have a reflective quality? Probably. And true to this, what do we see in the background if we look real closely? Doesn't that look like a head and a neck and an arm? We often forget to think of ourselves in terms of a relationship, and then we wonder why sometimes our relationships don't go well, or they feel chaotic. Do you feel chaotic inside? This might give us a clue as to what needs working on. Now, sixes have definitely a success context about them. They have gotten us out of the comfort zone of the four and past the pull out these cards here actually past the comfort zone of the four. They've gotten us beyond the initial drive to go further that we see in the fives, and that very wisdom orienting purple there that should hopefully guide us further along. But it can also involve not having, now we have direction, but why? Oh, looky there. We need to zoom out a little bit, don't we? Sorry, folks. We can have some determination, we can even have some direction, but the sixes sometimes lack an experience or a meaning. And so while we want to hang on to this good celebratory context, we don't want to think that we have nowhere further to go. Look at the flowers there. Do you see those little flowers, little roses? We see those in some other cards in the Black Flame Tarot. We see the outline of a flower, in fact, here in the Two of Cups, where hopefully we've already begun to look at ourselves as in a reflection. Some could see those as two separate people represented, and they certainly can, but it can also mean aspects of oneself. And once we've taken, say, the comfort zone of the four, for instance, and added to it a reminder of those reflective moments, those self-defining moments, then we can move forward to the six, where we can begin to see further growth and further development. Or from the five, where we add a little bit of that potential that we started out with, and the energy wrapped up there. Look how it wants to explode outward, but we can temper that with what we already know, so we don't cause trouble. And it leads us here. We want to hang on to that energy and to that self-awareness, to some degree of comfort and to the forward momentum. We can't stop here in what looks like a party. And that holds true for our many types of relationships. It sounds fun for a while, but how meaningful would it really get for us? So we want instead to look with an aim, and I think that today's day card has a very forward-looking meaning. We want to look forward to determining our direction combined with our objectives and what we want to achieve and what we want to get. And as always, we need to start working in ourselves so that we can have a ripple effect on the people around us. Now, relationships of any kind, including those with ourselves, don't always go the way we want them to. In fact, they can seem rather catastrophic, such as this 6th or 16th arcana of the majors makes very clear. It can feel very catastrophic, it can feel chaotic, and it can even feel final. But we need to remember, with all those little bricks and stuff that fall over here, we can rebuild something new. I think the other major arcana, 6, gives us an important clue. We have to decide how to handle events and how to interpret them and give them meaning. Do we see things, do we see things diverging and coming apart as these two roads? Or do we see them coming together as these same two roads? Perspective makes a huge difference in how we interpret things and how we go forward. Look back at the past. Look back at your interactions with others today. Think about your interactions with yourself and what these can teach you about going forward, so we don't make the same mistakes. We actually move forward at an accelerated and steady rate. As always, friends, I appreciate you taking the time to take a look at this video and view these beautiful cards from the Black Flame Tarot today. I'd ask that you please remember to subscribe, share this video. Others may find it useful or interesting. And don't forget, if you would like a more personal and individualized tarot reading, we can get together if in the local area, or we can certainly arrange something by the many technological means available to us. If you've been watching this, you've got the means to do it. Contact me, we'll set up a consultation, and I look forward to that. Leave some comments, leave some thoughts, and until next time, keep transforming.